Thank you once again, 𝐼𝐍𝐂𝐄, in connection with our Finance in Focus and what's going on. I thought what I should maybe explain from my side and maybe put a bit more clarity on is the issue with us making big contracts. Sometimes when we issue contracts in the country, we have our local contractors say that one should maybe break them up or one should do them differently to make them more accessible for our contractors to be able to also participate in this. So I think to start off with this last one, for instance, on the road, what we did as a government is, first of all, we did really make sure that in the contract proposal it was very clearly outlined to say that so much work, I think it was a third of the work or something to that effect, is guaranteed to go out to the contractors, so to local contractors, to 𝐼𝐍𝐻𝐃 contractors. Now that does not mean at all that the contractors cannot participate in the main tender. They definitely can, but you often find that the guarantees that need to be put in place, and again for clarity, when we talk of guarantees, it does not necessarily mean that the contractor must come with the cash of the guarantees. It means that they must, what some of them do, which is possible, they can go and get insurance for the guarantee. They bring the insurance to a bank, and the bank can then issue the guarantee backed on the insurance that will cover a possible reason why there might be default. And so there are different ways to try and skin that cat, and certain contractors can work it out. Maybe it is complicated for others, I'm not sure, but there is a way that contractors don't actually have to take out the hard cash to be able to do this with. But at the same time, if one does break these contracts up, it will be a lot more expensive for government. So if we had to break a contract up into a few contracts, it means government must have, every contractor must have their own camps, every contractor must have so many people from government monitoring them. We need to, supervision is a lot more expensive, and you find that these contracts, as well as the power of doing a bigger project, which often costs less because of equipment you're bringing on site, personnel, management on site, you often find that contracts will actually be more expensive. So as a government, sometimes we need to weigh up what is actually better for us. Is it actually better for us to actually have a higher price and possible more defaults? Because again, the chance with one issuing one contract to a big contractor that is guaranteed to do the job versus a whole lot of smaller contractors, you stand the risk over here of us having another episode like you maybe had as Tunuza, where the job does not get done. Again, I'm not blaming anybody there, but we have had experience of failed contracts which has cost us a huge amount of money as 𝐼𝐍𝐻𝐃 taxpayers, where we now did not get value for money from a failed tender, if one can almost see it that way. And so again, if we break it up, we do stand the risk of us having these chances of failure. At the same time, we need to weigh up to say, is it better to try and get the best bang for buck, or is it better to try and promote to give 100%, for instance, to local contractors? And again, if we have to ask the taxpayers or ask even the road users, you probably will find that it is best interest of the taxpayers and of the road users to try to get the road built as quick as possible, and to try and get it built as cheap as possible. For instance, when we built the dam that we're building at the moment, there was a price from the mainland China company that's building the dam, and we also had another price for another contractor, which was almost double of the price that we ended up paying for that. So you end up saying to yourself, as a taxpayer, do you possibly look at making sure it goes to local at a much higher price, or does one go out to the tender like we're doing at the moment to try and make sure we get the best price? At the same time, I know that Ministry of Finance is being blamed for certain things around this tender. One must understand the Ministry of Finance purely is the one that goes to raise the money. We raise the money, all the deals are done between the user, in this case it was Ministry of Works, that did the deal and that makes all the conditions around the loan and around the use of the loan, agreeing that with the funder. And as a Minister of Finance, we just get it forward. If you look at the loan agreement's got nothing in it around conditions of tendering and those kind of things. That's all in the agreement with the line ministry. But at the same time, as a minister, I'm not trying to say that the line ministry is doing something wrong. I actually believe the line ministry is doing the right thing in the current process of them going out to tender in the way that they went out to tender, because of the reasons mentioned. And so I do believe that in this instance, we have really done everything we can as government to make sure that local contractors can participate, and we do believe that this road, the outcome will be great.
𝐼𝐍𝐻𝐃𝐍𝐂𝐄